DEESLIMDAOG and stay solid as the movement. Praise be to the Most High. Yeah, we back with another one. Shout out to my subscribers. And if you ain't a subscriber, hit that bell. It's free. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about Rod Wave, aka Rodarius Marcel Green, 26-year-old rapper, singer, from St. Petersburg, Florida, man. Rod Wave, might know him, got a little motion doing this thing. Shout out to you, Rod Wave. But Rod Wave, man, allegedly, and this is allegedly, because I wasn't there, shot into his girlfriend, I think Mercedes G-Wagon like 14 times, man. He got the bussing. Something popped off, something happened, you know what I mean? Some merchandise got took, I really don't know really what happened, but it was just mostly saying that it was a mess over there, man. It was a mess over there. But the main thing was Rod Wave got the shooting, busting off in a car like 14 shots. Nobody was hurt. But, the thing is this, Rod Wave been in trouble before with the law for playing with guns. Rod Wave allegedly suffers from PTSD. He done been through some things, and allegedly that this ain't his first encounter with him having an altercation with a female. Yeah, let's start right there. Rod Wave, man, he got money now. His net worth anywhere between 4 to 9 million. That's what they saying on Google. Could be more. Who really knows? A lot of these cats, they hide their money. They might got money in different accounts. Whoever knows, but he got a little motion. Let's start right there. Rod Wave, I don't understand for the life of me that somebody, 26 years old, that you worth $4 to $9 million, will want to shoot into a vehicle behind a female. You got enough money. If you wanted to, you could buy another female. I'm just gonna keep it real, man. These females out here these days, you might can go buy you damn one. So I just don't get why you will keep on playing the same game with these females. So it's saying a lot about you that Rod Wave is a tender dick for the ladies. Yeah, man. That it seems like you just keep having altercations for the ladies. You got your baby mama D. Got 2 kids by D, and that that's your on and off girlfriend. So it's kind of like Rod Wave want love real bad, man. But man, you can't want love so bad till you willing to throw your life down the drain and let these 3 or 4s trick you off the street. And the other thing is, why is it that Rod Wave, you can't keep no old lady? Like, what's really going on in your life that that you moving and grooving the way that you doing you? But regardless of what happened, regardless of what she said or what she did, I just don't understand for the life of me how these ninjas or wait till they get some money and start acting like God ain't gave them no sense at all, man. That you will shoot into her car 14 times. I mean, here's how I feel about that. You got a right to protect yourself, man. But, and he a felon. And Rod Wave, allegedly is a felon. So you a felon. So that means you willing to throw your life down the drain for this 304 that's probably only around you in your life because you got some bread anyway. And just throw everything that you don't work hard for and everything you don't grind for just down the toilet, man. I think that's crazy and that's real stupid to me. I think for Rod Wave to just want to really go out like a crash out. You know what I mean? That you're going to be somewhere in the penitentiary, you know what I mean, getting three hots in a cot, a has-been that, out of sight, out of mind. You already know. You come from the trenches, and you'll really throw that away for somebody who really don't even care nothing about you. That's crazy to me, man. I think Rod Wave need to just really cool out, man. You know, and his bond was like 50,000. So that's 10%. You know, he ain't really have a real high ass bond. But you know, I think sometimes, man, these cats they don't really be appreciating their freedom and their life once they get some money. It's like that money become a drug where they start thinking they invincible. But yeah, Rod Wave, man, you know, and it's like Rod Wave, man, you been on demon time. You been doing a whole bunch of afflicted ass things, but it's like you better really cool out, man. You know, because these people, man, they got a place for you, man, that sometimes, man, you know, they be now, especially now, man, they just don't start making examples out these ninjas, man. But you know, I just can't understand the life of me, like why he want to just shoot at a female anyway. You know, would you if you gonna unload that clip at your ops, or somebody trying to kill you, or somebody trying to harm you or rob you or really do something to you. You know, just for the life of me, I can't understand that she made you that mad that you'll start wanting to dump on and bust at her like that. Like, what did she really do? Did you catch her cheating? Did she go in the safe? Did she steal your jewelry? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Did she ain't want to be with you no more? You know what happened, you know what I'm saying, that you got all in your emotions, that you just wanted to pick up that Glock and start busting in her car and throw your whole future and your career down the drain. You know, for the life of me, I don't get that. And I want y'all to talk back to me in the comment section, man. And y'all let me know what y'all think, man. You know, let me know what y'all think about Mr. Rod Wave, man. Is Rod Wave on demon time? Or is Rod Wave just a tender dick? Is he tripping? You know, why is Rod Wave trying to let this 304 trick him off the street? You know, Rod Wave already been in trouble with the law, so he not green to the law. Rod Wave from the trenches, down there in St. Petersburg, Florida. So shout out to St. Pete. Yeah, you know, y'all just let me know, man. You know, was that a real junkie move, man? You know, Rod Wave to me seemed like he wasn't thinking. He be in his emotions, and he always having problems with these females. Man, I think he just need to chill out for a while, man. You know, get your bag, man, stay out the way, and just focus on taking care of your little girls, man, and making good music, man. You know, and thank God for the blessing on your life that you made it out those crazy situations that you was in, man. You know, don't mess around and let a 304 that don't really care about you, that just want to be with you because you got their bread in the first place, trick you out off the street and trick you out of position. Because once they lock you up, you know, you're going to be just like these other cats. You know, you're going to be out of sight, out of mind. Because the truth about all this is nobody really give a fuck about nobody, really. You know, they care about what you can do for them, and they care about what you got. So, you know, that's what everybody better really, like, always keep in mind when it comes to this fame. When you hot, and when you not. Yeah, man, nobody really care about you, man, Rod Wave, man. So you just better try to get some money, stay out the way, man, and stop being a sucker for love, man. I'm going to keep it real. A lot of your problems seem like they come behind these women. You know, what really happened. But regardless of what happened, I mean, you should have been man enough. You rich. You a rich ninja. That you could have said, you know, F it. You could have walked away from that situation, man. You know, man, listen, don't go out like a Sammy Sasha head. Don't let the enemy trick you off the street. Stop being the tender dick Rod Wave, man. Get your mind right, man, just like you got your bag right, man. You know, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Is Rod Wave just being a tender dick on demon time? What's really going on with your Rod Wave, man? Get your mind right, man. But that's all I got on this one, man. Until the next time, knowledge is power. Stay solid as the movement. Y'all stay solid, stay blessed. Peace and shalom. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.